Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, and for those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and also an update on our $1 Million Challenge, so please stay tuned. In the previous video we looked at 5 stocks to add to your watch list. Those stocks included ticker symbol MMAT, which I think today is representing a good buying opportunity. Anything below 5 is certainly an attractive price. We also looked at ticker symbol FCEL, fuel cell, so this time of editing was up 18%. We also looked at ticker symbol AA, and that's again at time of editing just in excess of 2.4% up. We also looked at ticker symbol WTRH and the open market, that did shoot up in excess of 15%. I think that is coming down at time of editing. And we also looked at ticker symbol TNXP. That is also at time of editing 8% up. So congratulations to everybody who did get into some of these stocks that were in Sunday's video, and also if anybody is interested in getting these stocks in an advance notice, details of the Discord are in the description below, so if you want to join, click on the link in the description below. Before we start today's stock analysis, quick reminder of the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, this is an investment of a journey of investing $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the target is to achieve 201 trades with an average return of 3.5% plus per trade. It doesn't mean you have to do 201 consecutive trades, and we also take into account losses. So we have a special spreadsheet with low risk stocks in there for the challenge. And the Discord community now is well in excess of 300, with many people working together to share due diligence, trading tips, chart analysis, research, buy alerts, sell alerts, etc. The Discord area has a dedicated section for the $1 Million Challenge. This includes agreement, FAQs, an opportunity to chat and ask questions. The stock spreadsheet is also available here. We have an area to share your buys. We have an area to look at king and queen alerts. And also we have a leaderboard and an update section, so if you're interested in joining us in this journey, details in the description below. In one of my previous videos we did calculation of 4 potential outcomes for the dividend. In response to that video there were a number of questions asked with regard to the land and ownership, so I think today's video will be quite important to address some of those questions and also some of those concerns. We have had some important discussions in the Discord as well on this topic, so we're going to look at ownership of land, and we're going to look at the process in terms of selling the assets in today's video. So it's a special edition video. First thing I would like to share with you on the screen here is from the investor presentation report on the screen here from previous Torchlight company, and the headline here we're just going to quickly go through is the Orogrande project new field discovery asset overview. So let's have a look at what we can find here first. Let's start by first of all addressing the most important question, and that is who owns the land. So under this same screen here we can see they have 134,000 acres all under university land. So the university is the owner of the land, that's confirmed. However, it doesn't necessarily mean Torchlight Energy do not have rights over this land. They do have rights, so we can see on the second bullet point here, and that states that they have a 72.5% working interest. So does this mean Torchlight cannot sell this land? Does this mean Torchlight cannot sell the assets? That's what we're going to explore in today's video. We're also going to look at some key questions with regard to this land and with regard to the assets. But the other thing I'd like to just confirm that the company have stated on here, confirmation that the oil and gas is confirmed on this land, and also confirmation that there is a potential 3.7 billion barrels of oil on this land as well. The next thing I'd like to share with you is an article from Seeking Alpha, and this does address ownership of the land as well. So the key area I'd like to focus on here in this article is the second paragraph down, and I'm going to summarize an important statement here, and that is Torchlight paid less than $20 per acre back in 2014 for the Orogrande acreage. So obviously that indicates that they have rights to this land. It indicates that they did pay for this land. They will be leased from the university, but by making a payment and having the rights to the lease will give them rights to the assets, will give them rights to selling the assets, We're going to have a look at further reasons for this now. What I would now like to do is focus on something called working interest. So if you remember my previous dividend calculations, this is something that we did look at in every calculation. So this is important. So in order to understand working interest, let's have a look at the explanation on the screen here. And you can see that working interest, also referred to as operating interest, provides investors with a percentage ownership of the drilling operation, functioning as a lease, providing the investor has a right to participate in drilling activities and a right to the resources produced from that activity. So the key thing that we need to pick up from here is they have a right to percentage ownership. So although the land is owned by the university, the working interest here gives Torch rights to ownership of this land, rights to ownership of the oil and gas. So that is confirmed. That's one of the reasons why we use this working interest in the calculation, because as the leaseholder of this land, they have rights to sell. So along with deriving an income, so they have rights to get an income from the production of the resource. The investors are also responsible for a percentage of the expenses. So Torchlight was the investor, the university was the holder of the lease. So we now have confirmation that Torchlight can sell this land, they can sell this assets, and they can receive a figure from this. On the screen now you'll be able to see a Form 10K submitted for Torchlight Energy Resources, and this is for the fiscal year December the 31st 2020. So let's have a look at why this is important. So I'm going to share with you on the screen now item 2, which is covering properties. So on this screen here you'll be able to see a key figure here in terms of leasehold interests. So if we look at the Orogrande region here, that the total gross figure here is 134,000. So that is referring to the number of acres. And in my dividend calculation, you'll see that I used the figure 89,110, taking into account working interest that we just looked at just previously. So this is confirmation that Torchlight Energy Resources did have 89,000 working interest, so you know, an entitlement to sell this 89,110 for the best value, for the best amount. We also have here the Hazel project that's going to be added on to our dividend as well. We also have confirmation here of the Oklahoma Viking project there, and that's going to be added on to the dividend as well. However, these figures are going to be much smaller. So the key figure in terms of our dividend is going to be the Orogrande projects. So with regard to valuation, this is something that we can see here at the bottom, is that the interests do include oil, they do include gas. The company has the right to sell these. So now it's a case of George doing the best and the company doing the best that they can to give us the best value at fair market price for the special dividend that we were promised. So if it's a case that this land is 100% owned by the university, then the whole thing has been a scam. I don't think that's going to be the case, because if the whole thing is a scam, then it would be certainly probably the scam of the century. So I don't think that's going to happen. We will get a dividend. The company does have a right to sell this land, even though the university is the owner, because of the working interest and the rights to sell oil, gas, land and assets under this working interest. So hopefully that will clear things up a little bit. And the final thing I'm going to share with you is some of the discussions we have been having in the Discord with regard to ticker symbol MMAT, the special dividend, and also with regard to mineral rights and ownership of the land and the ability of Torch to sell this and pay us a special dividend. So the first quotation I'd like to share with you on the screen here is that one that was shared, and it stays here: it's not the land but the mineral rights. In Texas, those two are separate. If you own mineral rights, then you pay the landowner, but you are guaranteed access to drill anywhere on the property, maybe not obviously on the home. The land ownership means nothing without mineral rights. Pretty sure Torch Oil Operating have mineral rights. So that's the first comment. The second comment in the Discord is also from a member who actually inherited land with mineral rights. So his response here is 100%. I inherited mineral rights spanning back 3 to 4 generations. I'm also from Texas, on land I've never lived on or owned. It takes a lot of capital to decide to own your own dime, or you want to drill a well that may or may not pay off. Having mineral rights is the same as owner interest in Texas. So confirmation here, Torch may not own the land, but they have a lease on mineral rights of the land, and the rent they pay and the contractual obligations to drill number of wells is just a means to make sure the leasing entity is fulfilling the landowner's interest, the landowner obviously university, in developing the land for oil and gas production. And then the third comment I'd like to share with you here is a response to the other previous two comments, and it's saying here, I believe you are correct. We cannot accurately reflect the value of the land because it's owned by the state of Texas as a grant towards the university. However, Torch does own 75% interest of the land, and that's the working interest that we refer to in the dividend and assets, and they can sell this as the mineral rights of that land. In regards to the value of the mineral rights, these can be in excess of the value of the land, because obviously the mineral rights will give you access to the oil and the gas. So if someone were to offer me 1,000 acres of the true property or 1,000 acres of mineral rights and a quarter of the true land, we would take the mineral rights because that's more economically viable. That's where the money is, that's where the assets are, and that will include oil and gas. And the final comment I'd like to share with you is quite lengthy, but I think there's some important points in here. And this one is basically saying, in Texas, if you own the mineral rights, you have an asset you can sell or trade in according to the regulation. Doesn't matter if you own the land or not. So I'm hoping that clears many things up. I'm hoping people are a little bit more rest assured. I'm still confident that we're going to get the dividend. However, when we get that dividend is another matter. There is still a possibility that there is no buyer for the land. I would be very surprised if that's the case. I think the land is of high value. I think there will be many companies out there that will be certainly attracted to buying this land, especially if it's coming at a good price. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.